Hey, everybody. It has been a heck of a day and a heck of a week. But here I am. I am here. I am happy to be here and happy to be crafting with you. And today we're going to kind of get started migrating to our new format where we're going to be doing basically like a stamp of the month. I'm calling it a stamp focus. So our stamp focus for the month of July is going to be the Build a Flower Begonia stamp set, and it comes with dies. This is an Altenew set, and if you're not familiar with builders, this is a great one to get started with. So that's kind of why I picked it. We're not always going to do Altenew. I'm going to mix it up and pull in some of my other favorite brands and have a good time with all sorts of different stamp sets along the months. So the cool thing about this is that we're going to be using the same stamp set. So it's going to have all sorts of versatility. You're going to get to see different ways to use it. I've got a really fun way to use the stamp set tonight. So you're going to get to see how to layer it and how to do some really cool techniques with it. So hit 30 degrees. I'm guessing, well, you're overseas, right? So that was like in the 90s. That is hot for you guys. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Sue, as far as other brands, and hello again, good to see you. Hey, we're going to use that label stamp set again. So we'll take a look at some other colors with that. And I have cat fuzz on my face today. Other stamp companies, my favorite things, Honeybee Stamps, let's see, who else do I have? Pink Fresh. We'll be doing Picket Fence, all sorts of good companies that I know you're going to love. And, if I find new ones that I love along the way, of course, I'm going to introduce you to them. Maybe we'll do some mix and match on someone's. So even though this is going to be our base set, I might show you some ways that it pairs with other stamps. And of course, like other sentiments, it's always good to be able to pull in other sentiment sets. So I'll be pulling sentiment sets and sentiment dies that I have from other companies. So my goal is to be able to prep all of my projects towards the beginning of the month so that I know exactly what you're going to need. Then I'll be able to get you a supply list ahead of time so you'll know. That way you can at least look at the products and say, oh, I have something similar that I can use along with it. Or, if you feel compelled to get the products, that's great too. But, whatever, however you want to do it. So I have links below for tonight's project and a link to the Build a Flower Begonia set. As far as I know, in the US, there might be other places. Maybe Simon Says Stamp has it. I didn't look, but I know they don't have it at scrapbook.com, but of course they have it at Altenew. And overseas, I'm sure you'll be able to find some places to get it. Let's see. Catherine Pooler. I have some holiday Catherine Pooler stuff. And actually, so we're going to be going into July. So I like to do a little bit of Christmas in July, or holiday in July, as I call it, because I'm not a big Christmas celebrant. I prefer happy holidays and just thinking about winter and a time of rebirth and renewal and things like that. So I kind of err more in that direction. So it'll be more of like a happy holidays kind of thing. But I am going to show you how you could use this floral set for Christmas or for the holidays. Okay. So that's going to be kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my goodness, guys. CC Paula, that is crazy weather. Hello, global warming. It's real. Sweden, it never gets that hot up there, right? Oh my goodness. That's one of the reasons why I would have considered moving up there, because it's always kind of temperate and then cold, right? I love the cold. Awesome. So glad you guys are here. If you were over on the Altenew live that I just finished about an hour ago, holy crazy. So my husband was doing some work on a website and he was uploading these really big files and didn't think that it was going to affect me uploading my video at the same time as it was streaming. And well, obviously it did. So we had some fun with that at the beginning. Oh my God, crazy. But then we used another stamp set there called Label Love. And this it's a great stamp set. Let me see if I can get in focus there. There you go. I think people have a love-hate relationship with it, though, because it's designed to look like a Dymo label. So some of the letters don't stamp crisply. and people were having a little angst with that over in the Altenew fan club. So I told them I would share some of my tips for using it. So we'll use it again here because I had it out and I have an idea in my head of what I want to create. So today I do not have a project planned except for in my head. I have like totally overwhelmed this week. We have people working on the house. They needed more attention than I thought they were going to. So it's been like nutto. This month has just been crazy and I'm ready for it to be over so we can move into July and try start, fresh start. But it is what it is. Okay. Hey, Becca. So good to see you guys. All right. Got a good little crowd going on. Everyone's ready to go. Okay, so let me pop down here. Hey, guess what? I brought in the sketch. Yay. So guys, let me know. So I've been telling you that I'm going to be using sketches along with our projects. So in the comments, let me know, would you like to use the same sketch all month? Or would you like new sketches throughout the month so you can see different, so you can like start to build up your stash of sketches to create projects? Let me know. And I mean, no guarantee that I'm going to do what you ask, but I kind of like to tailor this to you because I'm educating and, I know how to do this stuff and I want to be able to share some good ideas with you guys. So if you want like multiple sketches, let me know. If you just prefer to use one sketch all month, let me know and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so let me show you what I've got here. So I've got our Build a Flower Begonia, and I'm going to walk us through like how to layer it. And then I've got our Label Love. And then I'm going to pull in some Essential black and white paper, again, because I had it out. And I have these pieces cut down to 3 inches by 4 3/4. So 3 inches by 4 3/4. So it's a really small panel that's going to fit on the card like so. All right. And actually, it probably could be cut down even more, but I think I'm going to just leave it. All right. And then I've got some cardstock. Okay. So whenever we're done with this card, we're done with this card. And that's all I can do for you guys today. Starting next week, maybe we'll be able to get 2 cards in an hour, which would be really nice. I know you guys would really, really like that. So I'll try. Sometimes if it's going to be like really involved, it might just be 1 card. If it's not as involved, it'll be 2 cards. Okay. So if you're not familiar with Altenew, there's always a layering guide for the layering stamps. And they give some color ideas. And I thought we could use these. So if you don't have this stamp set yet, there is a bundle with Altenew that comes with the colors that they use for this. So like Sunray, Chamomile, Snapdragon, Mountain, Mist, Volcano, Lake, and Lagoon. It comes with the 4 packs of those. So I was thinking we could use those colors tonight. So let me pull those out. Actually, I was kind of hemming and hawing of whether I was going to do that or not, but I am. So I think, let's see, I have GS on here. So golden sunset, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. And then Mountain Mist, Volcano Lake, Lagoon, and Emeralds are the other colors. Okay, CC votes for new sketches. Okay, so maybe I'll do 1 or multiple sketches. So they won't always be the Altenew sketches, which is great. I mean, I love creating sketches, so have fun with that. For sure. Okay, so Sue, you were on the Altenew live earlier, and you mentioned doing the label in navy blue. Well, so we're going to be using black and white here, so I wouldn't do navy blue, but here's how you would do that. If you wanted to use something that was like the Altenew Obsidian Black, you would use VersaFine Clair or VersaFine. So VersaFine and VersaFine Clair. So you're familiar with probably VersaFine. They broke this mold. In the past couple of months, I got word from my representative over at Imagine Crafts. Suka Neko broke this mold with the flip top. So the black pad, at least, I'm not sure if all of the black VersaFine, all the VersaFine pads, but the black one at least is going to start coming in a pull-off top like your Memento ink. So no more flip top for VersaFine Onyx Black. Yay! That is so exciting. Okay, so anyway, VersaFine comes in that, or it comes in the small cubes. VersaFine Clair only comes in these containers. All right, and I love this packaging, and I love these inks. So if you wanted to use the Label Love stamp set with something other than black, I would recommend getting VersaFine or VersaFine Clair to stamp with. So let's get ourselves kind of a coordinating color. So we can do our label in a fun color, yes. We could do navy blue. Well, we're doing black. No, I don't want any browns. We could do a green. I'm going to pull out the Nocturne because we're going to use that. This Golden Meadow is kind of like a greenish yellow. This one won't work so well. Let's see. Or a yellow. Yellow would be kind of hard to read. Oh, here. Let's do the label in Summertime. We'll try it in Shady Lane too and see what we think. Or Tulip Red. We'll try all three and see what we think. Yeah, okay, so Sue, I will show you what those look like. Okay, so we're going to use these for the label. We'll do all three of them and then decide which we like best. Okay, so you can see below me right here, I've got the sketch. Yay. You guys like that? You can see how we're working the sketch. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the Goan Builder, I'm going to do it in my Misty tonight just to show you guys how to do it. A lot of times I don't do it in my Misty because I find this one super easy to line up. But I am going to do I'm going to do two of them. So to do it in the Misty is good like this, because then you can just flip your paper around and do two at the same time. Okay, so I always start with my background, and I'm going to do it in, let me arrange this better so you can see that there, and put my dies off to the side for now. There we go. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, so I always do my background or my outline. And I'm going to do this in black today. All right, so that's it. So now I'm going to just flip my paper over and then do another one because I want two of them. Whoops, and move my, there we go. All right, so other than the hot weather, how has the week been for everyone? I hope everyone is in good health. Things are getting wacky again here in the United States because people are forgetting that COVID-19 still exists. Okay, so then the next one is this big background piece, and this is going to cover the whole background. It has a piece of lint on it. Okay, so I will just line it up. The nice thing about this is that it covers the whole thing perfectly. You can see the outline and everything, just like so. All right, and I'm going to do this in Sunray. So we're going to avoid, well, okay, I'll do one that's light and then one that's dark. So this one we'll do with Sunray. And then when I flip it over, we'll start with Chamomile. All right, so this is kind of a nice golden yellow color. Okay, so on this side, like I said, I'll start with Chamomile. Ooh. Pretty. Okay. So that's that. All right, so I started talking again after I asked the question. So how are you guys doing? Everyone feeling healthy and doing fine, I hope. So this lines right up. When you put it down, you will see that there's like the way that it's designed, the little outlines will follow along the outline stamp that was stamped down, and you can line that right up. It's not hard to do this one. There we go. Okay, so this one, oops, let's flip this so I can do things in order. Okay, so the lighter one we'll do in next layer, it will be in chamomile. Let's see. Yeah, Sue, sometimes I kind of flip-flop which one I do first, but generally speaking, doing the outline first works pretty well. Because then you're using it most times to line it up with everything else. Okay, so this one is the darker one, so we'll move into the third layer, which is Snapdragon. Good, glad to hear it. Oh, Sue, I got your cards. They came in. Thank you so much. I'm going to snap some pictures of them and share them out on Instagram. Happy mail. Okay, and then there's 4 layers. So this is the 4th one. And again, when you put it down, you can see how it lines up with the outline. So again, that's why I picked this set, because it's super easy to line everything up. Okay, so this is the light one. We're going to end with the 3rd darkest color, which is Snapdragon. Pretty. I don't even know why I'm wiping that off, because it's going to get a darker color on it, but it's okay. All right, and then this one will end with the darkest color, which is Marigold. Oh, that's good. You know what? I had my first acupuncture appointment post-COVID, and or whatever you want to call it, post-lockdown, and it was so nice. Okay, so that's it for the flowers. And I think I want to do a leaf just because I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. And it'll show you guys how these go together. Hey, Susie, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Okay. Hey, no problem, Nancy. You're a busy lady. And Heidi, good to see you. Hey, Heidi, this is the stamps that we're gonna use next month. Build a Flower Begonia. So hopefully you have it in your stash. So I'm just kind of previewing our new format this episode, because next episode is already July. So I've got 2 of the begonias done, and I'm going to do the leaves. Now, here's an interesting thing. I never would have picked this color combination. So if you get the begonia bundle with the inks, you're going to get Mountain Mist, Volcano Lake, Lagoon, and Emerald. So all these 4, and they're really kind of greenish colors. Aqua green. I never really thought about using them for leaves. So I'm kind of excited to give this a try and see what they look like in real life. Okay, so this is the same process So we're going to pop on some VersaFine Clair. And of course, if you don't have VersaFine Black or VersaFine Clair in Nocturne, I wanted to do 2 leaves and I totally forgot. You can use your Altenew Obsidian Black, or vice versa. If you don't have Obsidian Black, you can use VersaFine Clair, or your favorite black. Doesn't really matter for this particular card because we're just stamping. Oh, good, Nancy. Glad to hear you have it. Heidi, yeah, Build a Flower Begonia. Okay, so I have the links down in my description. There's 2 links there. One is to the bundle that has these ink colors. So this quad and this quad. Or you can get just the Build a Flower on its own. Okay, so the second step is the background. And I think I'm going to do these the same way that I did the other one, or the flowers. So just for one, I'm going to do Mountain Mist. So I'm really curious what these are going to end up looking like. I mean, I guess it's green enough to be a leaf, right? Okay, and then I'll do Volcano Lake. So we'll have a darker leaf and a lighter leaf. All right, so there we go. Whoa, I dropped it on the floor. Okay. And then our next one is this kind of detail. And it's, how do I line this one up? Let me think about that. So on one side, there's more of like a straight line right here. And then on the other side, there's more of like a little wavy line. I line up the straight line on this little vein right here. And then that gets the stem lined up. And the outline, for the most part, gets lined up together too. I think that's the way I do it. Let me see. Yep, that's the way I do it. Okay. If the leaves don't like stamp perfect, it's okay. They still look good. Okay, so on the lighter one, we'll do Volcano Lake for our darker color. And then we'll do Lagoon on the darker one. Oh, cool. You know, I've seen that stamp press, and I think that is a really interesting approach to stamping. And I could see where that works really well. I'm glad you like it, Becca. Thanks for the recommendation. All right, so as you know, this is the Mini Misty. I'm waiting for the new one to become available. And that is, it was supposed to be about this time, but I think it's got pushed by a month or 2 because of the pandemic. So, and the reason why I'm waiting for it is because the lid has like a different lip on it. So that way it's easier to open. And there's just like a few little slight improvements. And I'll get the original size Misty when that one comes out. I think it's going to be the same price too. So that's good. Okay. So the same thing on this one, there's like a kind of more of a straight line that you want to match up. And then the stem gets matched up. But again, if it's not like on there perfect, it's no big deal. All right, we'll see how this looks. Okay. So we'll do Lagoon on the lighter one. Yeah, these look like really nice leaves. I never really would have thought to use this color family. And then on the darker one, I'll do emeralds. All right, there we go. Yeah, those look really good. Okay, so we're not going to use the sentiments on the set. So I'm done with that. Okay. I'm actually done. I'll probably pull out my piece of foam for that in a second. Okay, so let's get these guys die cut. I'm just using my little mini blossom. And remember, I just like to use this little shim because mine tends to be a little on the looser side. For these big pieces, I usually don't have a problem, but I always like to err on the side of caution there. All right, leaf number 1. That's really, really pretty. All right. Let's see. What else is going on, guys? Y'all are quiet today. Did you have a rough week too? Whew. I certainly did. Although things are going really well with the house. It looks good. It's just been a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. Okay, now with the flowers, I'm only going to die cut one of them. And I think it's going to be this one. That's pretty impressive. I normally don't get this die in place the first time. Just have to look for this little bump here, and that matches up with the little one there. Okay, this particular die, for me at least, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everyone else's is the same way. Really has a big border around it, so you can really, really see that you have an even border around it. Okay, so that's it for that. Okay. So what am I going to do with this other flower? Well, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to leave it there for a minute and keep you guessing. Okay, let's pick some colors for labels. So let's do a birthday card. How's the golf handicap? The golf handicap is on hold, Paula. I actually ended up dropping Women's League, and because I'm not going to say busy because I don't feel busy with it. I'm very invested right now in all the work that I'm doing with Altenew, that I would rather be in my craft room than suffering on the golf course with a crappy handicap. So like every time I would go out to golf, I'd be like thinking about crafting. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to golf this summer. And I've been really okay with it. Okay, so I've got my birthday stamp, and let's test out some colors and see which one we think we like best. Okay, so the first one I want to do is Summertime. And as you can see, this is a beautiful orange. The link that I have down in the description is to scrapbook.com. They carry quite a few of the VersaFine Clair colors. And the link takes you to the page with like all the different colors so you can see what they carry and pick from there. Okay, so there's the orange. I don't know if I'm happy with the way I stamped that. If we pick the orange, I'll restamp it and we'll see what we. Okay. Oh, you know why I'm not happy with it? Because I didn't put my foam underneath it. You've lost your crafty mojo in this heat. That can happen. You know, I feel fortunate. So in the winter, I'm not always so crazy about having my craft room in the basement because it gets cold down here and I have to turn on the space heater. But during the summer, I sure do like it down here. It's nice and cool. And I really, really like it. Okay, so let's disregard that first one because I didn't use my foam. With this particular stamp set, a piece of foam underneath really helps to get a good image. That's better. Okay, so first that was Summertime. Now let's do Tulip Red. So this is kind of an orangey red, which is why I thought it might be good for this. Go. Ooh, I kind of felt it slide, so I don't know how this is going to stamp out. Yeah, let's try that again. That's better. All right, so that was Tulip Red. Okay, so let's do Shady Lane, which is obviously green. Oh, you know what? This I don't think is going to go at all because it's not going to look like what we want it to look like. So, okay, so that green is definitely out. Let's see. Let's see if Warm Breeze is a match. I really like this color. I think this is going to be too blue. See, I could have pulled out my swatches and we could have explored it that way, but sometimes this is more fun. Ooh, wait, we might have a winner, guys. All right. I like the way that looks. And I think it coordinates well enough with the leaves. Okay, so we've got that. And then actually there is kind of a bluish green, Deep Lagoon. Yeah. There are more VersaFine Clairs. I just don't own them. Let's try this last one. So this is Deep Lagoon. This is VersaFine, not VersaFine Clair. Same oil-based pigment ink. It is just the predecessor to VersaFine Clair, and they reformulated it to create VersaFine Clair to be able to create more bright colors. All right, so that's more of a blue. Okay, so I think we're going to do this one. Yeah, see, I don't think we want to do the blue, but that one, this one works here. So this is Warm Breeze. Ding, 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 we have a winner. Oh, yeah, everyone has been raving about the split technique from Jennifer McGuire. I think it's pretty darn cool. I'm glad you had fun with that, Sue. Okay. So there we go. So I'm just going to, maybe we can entertain one of these oranges too, if you guys like it better, but I think maybe the green. I'll cut out both and we'll see what we think. So I'm leaving a white border around this for now. We might chop that off later. Kind of a white border, maybe not so much. So either that one. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's better. Okay. So we have our leaves, we have a flower, we have our birthday. We've got a card base. Two. With my bone folder on my other table. It's fine. Okay, and then I've got this piece of black and white cardstock from the Essential Black and White Paper Pack from Old and New. And I know it's not like even around it, but I like it that way. I think it looks kind of nice. So this is going down. Whoa. This paper is kind of slick, so with the liquid adhesive, it likes to move a little bit for a little longer than you might want it to. Okay. All right, so here's my thought. This is going to be the large circle. And then, of course, this is going to be the sentiment. Boy, that looks nice so far. Okay, and then I've got leaves. And I think if I put the leaves in, those are just going to be like extra. That's not going to be an element. That looks really good. Okay, so instead of doing 2 large flowers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut out this smaller flower. Do you see it in there? Just this little one. Watch this. I'll show you a couple different ones. Okay, so first you could start by just cutting off this bottom section here and see if you like the way that flower looks. Now, when you do this, you're not going to have a border. But that's okay. Okay, so if I finished cutting, I could have a small flower like that. And you see how that already looks cute and different? But we can make it even smaller. So that gives you one option to have a smaller flower. That's actually really quite stunning, smaller like that. Another option is to cut off these larger petals across the top. So it would come in like so. Actually, I might even cut off this bottom one here. So it would basically give you a really small bud, which is what I'm looking for. And when you fussy cut, as you can see, I'm moving the paper, not my scissors. And I try to keep the paper as deep down the throat of the scissors as I can. Okay, so I'm going to keep this top leaf or petal and see if I like the shape that that becomes. So if you ever have a stamp set and you say, boy, I wish I had a smaller flower of that same flower. If it's built like this one, then you can make a smaller one all on your own. Wow, isn't that awesome? So if you really wanted to make them look the same, I would fussy cut this one out and get rid of the white, but I really don't mind that so much. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, you just cut off your little extra bits and you can see you've got another flower in there. So poof, that's how this one is going to come together. I feel like it needs something else though. Oh, you know what? We could just do what we did, what I did. We'll add some sequins. We'll add some sequins. Okay, glue. Yeah, so like seriously, I pulled this out and I knew I was going to be using this sketch for this particular project, and I said to myself, I sure do wish I had a smaller begonia. And then I looked at it, I'm like, well, duh, I do. All right, so that, and then yeah, that'll work. So this is kind of funky with the leaves because it really only goes one way and you only have one leaf. So if you tuck it really far in, you can make it look kind of just like it's supposed to. So I think we'll pop that up, and then our happy birthday will come right across like so. And I just need to trim this side here a little bit. Or maybe this will stay down. I don't know. I think I'm going to just glue this one down. All right, so there's our two circular bits. And then this I am going to pop up. Grab my big adhesive foam. All right, move. Cool. Hey, Miss Tam, good to see you. There we go. Let's grab some sequins. Let's see. Okay. So I've got these from Altenew, the white satin. Nah, not so much. The antique gold would look good. Actually, no, those will probably look good. But I have this Catherine Puller mix, the Cincinnati mix. She just came out with some new sequins. I have to go check it out because I love these sequins mix. I think they're fabulous. Okay, so I like this one because it's got some aqua colors in it that I think will look really good. And some iridescence. So these little saucer-like things are a perfect complement. All right, I'll put this in the, I don't have this one on the supply list, but I will add it. And it's got copper in here, which is great. And then these blue ones, see these blue ones match really, really well. And then there's just some plain iridescent sequins that actually have the hole in them. These don't have the hole in them. They're like little, I call them little saucers or little plates. They're adorable. And I'm going to do maybe 5. I wish. So the big one that's in here is purple, which looks okay. But I kind of want something even bigger, so I'm going to grab one of these. Yeah, so a lot of little style and design things coming into play. So switching up the colors of the stamp. So I didn't do them both exactly the same. It really helps out a lot. And then trimming the one down to make it smaller obviously helps a lot too. So there, I think I like the way that looks. All right, so, a little mix and match on our sequence to get a look that we like. I just totally, there we go. And I like to use the On Point glue from Imagine. You can use your multi-matte medium. I have so much of this stuff. This is the same glue that Stampin' Up! I don't know if they still sell this or not. I think they called it precision point glue. It's the same. And I have so much of it from when I used to do classes with Stampin' Up! That I will not run out of it anytime soon. But when I do, I'm going to get myself some Ranger Matte Medium. There. So if you were watching the Altenew broadcast today, I talked about putting sequins down in threes and in triangles, which is totally true. So if you're going to add more sequins, you want to do them in odd numbers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm still kind of doing a triangular pattern. So it's still a triangle. This is a triangle, and then these kind of triangulate too. So that's always good to put them in odd numbers and to kind of keep a triangle pattern going. There you go, guys. So this is your first card using our Stamp Focus stamp set, which is the Build a Flower Begonia. Here we go. Awesome. So I hope that whets your appetite for next month. I'm going to start this really cool thing. We're going to do our Stamp Focus, and we are going to continue on with this stamp set. Like I said, I'm going to show you how I use it for Christmas / the holidays. And we're going to do a bunch of other fun things with this one. So if you don't have it, get it. I've got the link down in my description. I really appreciate if you don't have it and you are going to buy it. I would really appreciate you using my affiliate links so that way I get a little bit of a commission at no additional cost to you. It helps to keep my crafty education channel up and running and keeps me bringing great content like this. So I do appreciate it every time you guys use my affiliate links to shop. So I don't know if you are or not. I just see sales come in. I don't see who purchased what, when, where, why, and how. So it's a personal preference if you want to use them. But all of us affiliate crafters out there really do appreciate when you support us by doing that for us. So very cool. Yes. So Heidi, I will be using a sketch. I asked at the beginning if people were interested in using the same sketch all month or if they want to see different sketches. Cece chimed in and said she'd like to see different sketches. And I think that's probably the way to go because otherwise things start to get a little monotonous and kind of difficult for me. I mean, July has 5 weeks in it. So to use the same sketch for 5 weeks might be kind of difficult. So I'm not going to lie. So, and come up with something completely fun and cool that's interesting for you guys. So I'm going to mix up the sketches, maybe recycle some as we go, which would be kind of fun too, to see, a sketch used with one stamp set and then used again the following month with another stamp set. So I will keep the sketches coming. And those I have a little bit more control over because I'll be creating them myself. So I can post them out on Instagram or Pinterest, my blog, places like that where you can save them and catalog them and whatever. So that's what the plan is. And the cool thing is like I said too, I'm hoping to be able to do 2 cards. So by the end of the month, by the end of July, you will have 11 designs that we will have done with this one stamp set. So that's quite a bit to do with a single stamp set. We'll be pulling in some other products as we go. Like today, we pulled in a different sentiment, so you can kind of see how those play together. If it's a floral, maybe I'll pull in other floral stamps, so you can see how those work together and things like that. I'm trying to get them done ahead of time so I can post information about what we'll be using. That way you can look at what you have. And if you have it, great. If not, you can find something similar to it that you have in your stash already, or if you feel compelled to purchase it, you can. So I'm just going to try to keep ahead on it. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to get ahead on a lot of things and just need to get the energy to do it. So anyway, that is it, guys. We're going to cut it a little early today. I am starving. I had to skip lunch because I wasn't finished with my Altenew projects yet. So because of the whole house thing and all the other things that went on this week. So I am going to wrap for tonight so I can go grab some dinner and start thinking about all the great things that we're going to do with the Build a Flower Begonia next month. And yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And you know what, Miss Tam, we're going to be doing different techniques and things. So like I can see us using the outline a lot for this stamp and coloring it with markers or colored pencils or watercolors and things like that. So we'll definitely be using different mediums to create lots of different projects so you can find something that you really like and things like that. So the great thing is that these are recorded, and if you want, you can always wait until you've seen the projects, and then if you want to create them later, you can, and get products when you need them versus doing it ahead of time and being surprised by what I make and not liking it. So it's totally up to you. And of course, these videos will always be out there, so you can come back and rewatch them and create them. It'll just be like a nice little library for you to be able to come back and revisit and create some amazing projects whenever you want. Okay, guys. So I will see you guys next Thursday where we will start working with the Build-A-Flower Begonia in earnest. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay cool. All of my European friends over there in the 30 Celsius realm. Hot. I mean, it gets hot here like this, but you know what? We have air conditioning. So anyway, guys, have a great week. I'm so glad that we got to spend a little time together, and I will see you next Thursday. So happy crafting.